Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tim and this is Tim the Trailman, and today I've got a special treat for you. We've got a friend's 4runner in the garage here today, and we are going to take out the third brake light and replace it with this brand new product from ICS Fabrication. We're going to put in Baja design flush mount lights. He's chosen to go with a clear and an amber, and you wire this up to a Switch Pro, a Garmin power switch, aux beam, however you would like. And what will happen is you can use it as a chase light, a strobe light. You can use it as a spotlight. You can turn them on when you're in reverse. You can use them as a scene light at camp. And so endless opportunities with it. He is using the sport version. The pro version will fit. They're the exact same dimensions. It's just the power output is different. So you have your Baja design pigtails, and then this is actually a very early production from ICS Fab. The ones that you'll order actually come with a third brake light LED on each side, and it's a modified harness they'll provide that will plug into the 4runner's third brake light. So you'll be able to keep your third brake light in the newer production from ICS Fab. So let's get started and see how we do it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and just use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the factory LED third brake light. Okay, so Lane's got the third brake light out. Two things, the Baja Design Sport harnesses, you're gonna need to cut those off to feed it through that hole. And then also, you're not gonna wanna use the factory third brake light harness to try to power up the Baja Design lights. They draw too much amperage, and the circuit from the Toyota 4Runner is not enough to power them up. So make sure you run a separate harness to whatever you're gonna use to control them. Before we go ahead and mount the bracket up there, we're gonna run the harness into the spoiler and figure out where it comes out inside. And then ultimately it's gonna run up back over to his roof rack. So that way the wire will be ran, and then all we have to do is bolt it up and then wire it up front. Okay, since this is the first time that we've done this, actually what we're figuring out is we need to pull these plugs out of the hatch, and then we're gonna unbolt the spoiler to get the harness out of the spoiler into the door. Because it's two separate pieces, we're gonna do that now. Stay tuned after this commercial break. We're gonna remove the wiper arm. Ta-da! Okay, so we got the spoiler off, and I was able to see that we can pull this trim piece off. It's held on by some clips here. What I learned is that the brake light harness that we unplugged from the third brake light itself goes to a small harness that will actually plug into the hatch. So the newer model should have a variation of this to make the third brake light work. Lane's doesn't at the moment, so we won't be using this. And don't power up the Baja Designs off of this, or try to, as we said before. So now we're gonna run the harness through the spoiler and figure out a way to go inside the hatch. So let's get started on that. So what Lane is doing is he put a cut in the harness on the hatch, and we're gonna go through the hatch and come out the other side, and then we'll run that lead into the spoiler. Okay, so this was actually harder than it looked, but what we did was, with the spoiler off, we removed the factory third brake light harness and ran our wires that we're gonna run the Baja Designs off of through the spoiler, and then it goes into this grommet up here and then into the hatch. And so we'll work on that in a minute. Right now we're gonna go ahead and put the spoiler back together and actually wire up the Baja Design lights, and then have that mount finished. And all we'll have to do is run the wire to the front and work on that. These are the 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, and 4 that the spoiler is held on by. Now with the spoiler back on ICS's mold, it comes with the factory slots for the 2 Phillips screws. You'll be able to run those in, and then they already applied some level of double-sided sticky tape to the mold as well. That's gonna help with the extra weight from the lights in the mold. This is the first time we've ever seen this done, so we're not really sure how long we wanna keep it compressed, so we went ahead and took a wood clamp, and we're just holding that up there on the spoiler until we get done. We're gonna move to the wiring. That's gonna be off film. Everyone can wire it differently. We are gonna run it through the seal plates on the 4runner up to his Switch Pro, but there's tons of videos out there on how to wire those things up. I don't wanna bore you here. So we're gonna do that now, and then we're gonna come back and see this thing in action. Okay, so we finished the wiring under the hood. He went ahead and ran the wires through the seal plates up there to the front, And then we got that hooked up to a Switch Pro. We currently have them on. We've dimmed them so we could see what they look like. They are a combo pattern, clear on one side, amber on the other. And the bracket and the lighting, the finish just looks phenomenal to me. So if you like lights, this is gonna be a mod for you. The ICS mold is perfect. It fit right in there. No modifications needed. So long term, we'll see what it's like. You can follow Lane Garriott or Storm Runner on Instagram for more lighting. He'll do tons of videos of this at night. It's daytime right now when filming this. As always, if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and thank you for watching. You have to massage it. There we go. Leave that harness up there.
There it goes.